Wait. Let me run that again, guys. All right, guys. Thank y'all for your patience. I know I should have sent these notifications earlier, but I eventually will get to them. All right. All notifications sent out. There we go. So let's begin. Remove this. Good evening. Welcome. I see you, No One Grinder. I see you, Harmony Pill. I see you, the real Aaron Collins. I see all y'all. Thank you. Welcome again. As you know, I am back. And today is the people's choice. I would like to hear from you in the chat room or whatever to know what's on your mind. I'll give my take on a lot of things. I will go through my little rant as always. As I'm going through the rant, I will look through the chat room to make sure if y'all guys have any questions. And also, I gotta drop the link. And I'll probably drop it now for those that, so I don't hold time. Where's the link? All right. Let me find a link. There we go. I might pin it up. I'll pin it now. So, I'm multitasking on many outlets right now. So let me see. Let me refresh this. Okay, I see it now. Good. Excellent. What have I been up to? And as you know, with a lot of things with this YouTube thing and what's going on in the world, there has to be so many questions that has to be answered. And we have such little time. Before I go into this dissertation or rant, if you're new to the Chaos Rain channel, thank you. And for those that will be subscribers or new to the channel, I appreciate it and welcome to the Chaos Rain channel. As you know, I go by the name Chaos Rain here. Chaos Rain. And always, the thing to understand, one other thing. You can now follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. And you can add me on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook directly. And, we could be friends on Facebook. You direct DM me of ideas, or you want to be a guest on my future call-in shows or whatever lineup I have in the coming months ahead. Hit me up. As y'all know, and I did not pin this. Let me pin this. No, in fact, I'll pin it later. As y'all know, a lot of things I've been reflecting and thinking about. To really proceed with the channel overall, I think there are challenges with term service and updates with YouTube that it has me sit back and really question a lot of things, especially in regards to information. And I think this platform, this website, is very disingenuous with information, in my opinion. And I think that when we talk about freedom of speech or whatever case they want to call it, that's a lie. It's been a myth for a long time. And I think as the times we're in now is very much uncertain, and I think the tightening of control amongst people is going to just, I would say, even get more tighter. So if you are a content creator on YouTube or any social media platforms, be cautious of things you're doing. And when I say you should push back or cut back on what you're doing, but you always got to be known that they are listening. They are going to be looking through a lot of these content, and they're going to probably be putting the clamps on a lot of y'all that do content on here. So that's just a heads up for y'all. And let me put the support link if those want to support. I always forget. I'm probably gonna start put this more now. Sometimes, I've been on it for a few years now, and people that really want to contribute to the channel and help the growth, because the things I probably will start doing, like I said, I probably will have to start reinvesting into this platform and get some equipment. few things I think that I will probably would want to do is use OBS more to its capability to make this channel more spicy in a way. Because I'll be honest with y'all, people, I'm getting tired of the avatars and stuff. And I think it could be more visual, in my opinion. So that's something that's going to come down the pipe, down the line. So whenever y'all want to contribute to the channel, I'll appreciate it. This will probably have to go back into this to make this a reality. But no further ado, let me see if I have any other announcements. No, I think that's it. So let's talk about this. As you know, with the space, I've noticed that the few things that YouTube always recommend all of us that we should collab and connect with others to hopefully grow or further push whatever platform we're doing on our own channels. Now, I'm never a proponent of work with other people, even to the point, I will collab and unify whatever I do on my channel to someone else and contribute to the best way possible. But there is some dilemmas with certain channels that are stronger or weaker. From what y'all notice, and I'm not gonna say names, but for sake argument, I want y'all to follow me here. How you heard of the one brother that had, the cancer issue and he had it resolved, and now he is losing funding because of his platform and his views towards women. Now, mind you, this brother has put out wonderful content for the time he's even on here on YouTube. And to find that he losing sponsorship because certain women have different opposing views of his views of women and how things should be, it's a problem. But there's no way in hell they would have caught him on this unless he collabed with other content creators that have stronger channels than him. Now, mind you, as a man, and most men should understand and follow me, that if you're solely basing your survival on this website that you do not control and hoping that they're going to continue funding you with advertisements and all sort for the content that you put that is deemed really controversial and I would say not advertise friendly in the long term, then by all means, they have the right to pull back your money, pull back the money that they offer to you on their channel. Or actually, my fault, pull back the money or support on your channel. And I know that's hard for people to understand this, but that's the nature of business. That's the nature of the beast. And the sad thing about it is because as Black men, that we don't really have anything that's really solidified that we really control, that we dictate everything, including what we really say in our hearts and mind, especially on somebody else's house. And this is somebody's house at the end of the day. And that's the hardest truth. So if you lose one resource of income, there's always greater opportunity to get another and another. It's not the end of the road. And me, I'm almost a proponent of spreading yourself out as best as possible so your reach is so strong that if they're able to snap your resource and try to take you out on one platform, you are stronger on the next platform. There's no way around this, fellas. Especially if you push a message in your heart that you feel is right to better the community in regards to what media outlets or the content you feel deemed worthy that people should be listening to. I don't really make much money on here. Unfortunately, I don't really make much money at all. But let's say if I do, and that happens, I know already that, that's one thing gone, another opportunity will come along. Or I create the opportunity. Either or, it should not stop what I'm always been doing, and it should never stop you as a man doing what you should be doing anyway. And especially if you're out here putting out content and you're getting thousands of views in less time. Your job is to put content nonetheless. And the content you feel is worthy of people seeing or hearing. Because let's be honest, it defeats the purpose you're doing it so. 1 second, guys, because I'm checking if my Discord is working. Yeah, the Discord is not working for some reason. I forgot to tell you, I also have my Discord link on the About section as well. I'm trying to get that up, get that growing. And let me re-upload the Discord. I'm not sure why it says failing to update. That's something new to me. I'm not sure what's going on, guys, with Discord. I'm not gonna worry about it because it's slowing me down anyway. But besides that, and let me look at my other social media outlets, see what's going on. Oh, shit, wrong one. I'm just looking at something, guys. If I continue. Okay. Okay, I'm just going through this now. Where is it? Where is it? All right, going through this. I normally do this every time, but I have to knock this out the way. And okay, I think I'm good now. I was checking some things. I'm just cycling some things right now. All right, I'm good. Another thing I do want to talk about that I've noticed with a lot of brothers in the space, there's a lot of riff raps and fighting going on in the space. And I'm thinking that, and this is just me, that there's a scheme going around to create content for more diversity and more dysfunction in regards, and this is just me, I think is intentional because let's be honest. I said this a few shows ago about Pookie and Ray Ray and the Lames, and it really boils down to the axis of coochie. Wait, noticing that real Aaron Carnes put. What do you put? Hey, Cass, I'm looking into the app called Fanbase. It's founded by Isaac Hayes the third, and it's black owned. Oh, interesting. Let me see if you're a moderator. Aaron, are we friends on Facebook? Please send me a message on the link on that. I'll look into that. I will look into that. Thank you. Okay, now there's a lot of argument going on here about who's right, which direction a man should take, black man should take. And I think, in my opinion, it's a low argument because I'm be honest with y'all, brothers, you're on another person's platform that you do not run. Now, if we run our own platforms and we dictate of what we expect, especially of images, I'm not against people putting out images, especially if men should be dressing appropriate. Now, mind you, I told Auntie that I don't own an actual suit yet, but I am a proponent that every man should have 1 or 2 suits in the closet for a good day, not to wear it casually. To be fair and honest. Now, as you're getting older, you always want to look as casual as possible as a man, if you're that type of brother. Now, if you know how to dress and you dress appropriate and your pants not sagging, okay. The one thing, my problem with this so-called dress code black men should be taken under, the only issue I don't like about is when a man of a certain age, whether you're a young adult or older adult, you should not be sagging in the 21st century. Your clothes should at least fit good enough. And what you found back in the 30 years ago to now, that there are some men out here, I'm sorry, I gotta keep real, still have their pants down their ass. That fashion, that style has not changed in the past 30 years. And you think out of all fashions that we go under, we go through certain changes from how we wear our pants, our shirts, etc. That has always been reflective throughout the decades. But now, the one thing that's always been consistent is that we still, some of us, a good portion of us, depending on our age, we still have our pants sagging. And that should be a style that should be changed. If you're a man that still do that. I'm not proposing that you do that if you're an older black man or you're a young black man. You should always make sure your pants are up at least. If you're going to be wearing certain styles. Especially trying to keep it clean. Oh, look like my Discord is working now. Okay, good. All right, guys. So now I can look at my Discord now. It's working now. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Shit. Okay. All right, so I probably will share the link in Discord in a second. So, in regards to proponents of suits or not, should a black man be wearing suits all day, every day, or dress more casual? That's an option for the individual of what his style is. And I think one of the few things we lack as men, we don't have our own style. And there should be a style a black man should create now and should at least follow and say, this is us. I think we haven't gotten to that yet. And the reason why, because every black man moves and operate and think that they're that alpha man, unfortunately. And that's just the honest truth. And you can't have too many alphas and not enough sigmas and betas. So that's why when you hear certain content creators saying that there should be proponent that how we should look and stuff, and say, this is the benchmarker, you're not the authority to tell other men what is the benchmarker. And a lot of black men are going to push back on it, and they should. Because most majority of us men, we think we're all alphas and we're our own kingdom. We are our own individual person. I'll tell you one thing. If they decide to make James Bond the next one, because they're going to soon pick this year of the new replacement of James Bond, should he be black, like Idris Elba? I think that will change on regards to the image black men should look, in my opinion. Because remember, media shapes our reality, which a lot of people never know that. The reason why we act and wear and conduct ourselves is because of what we see ourselves through media. Oh, damn. It looks like Discord was offline. Interesting. So I'm not the only one having this problem. It looks like Discord's having some issues, people. I noticed when I try to upload it up, it didn't pop up. So keep that in mind. Oh, damn. Anywho, I'm just checking some things. I'm multitasking, guys. So as I'm talking to you, I'm trying to do this. All right. Yeah, they did some updates on Discord, which is very alarming. I don't know why they did that. But anyway, if y'all use Discord, keep that in mind. It was acting up. Let me go. I'm just looking at the message before I continue, guys, because I wish I could show you my Discord, guys, but everybody's not gonna see this. I'm probably gonna have to mute it because it's just getting annoying now. Hold on. All right, guys, let me continue. So my that's my take on the suit thing. Another thing I will say this: if you're a young black man that's over the age of 25 and you're making some money, you should invest in one suit just to have in your closet, because it don't make no sense you have a whole lineup of sneakers, some denim jeans or whatever jeans you wear, or some nice hoodie or long or short sleeve shirt, and you don't got one in your closet or in your room. You should always invest in one. It wouldn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have one. And like I said, most of us, unless we go to church, only time we might dress up is probably in church or funerals. And we should always have something more than that in our wardrobes as men. And it's good practice anyway, because you want to be able to, you're more versatile when you have more of a lineup in your closet. So like I said, the suit thing, I have no problem with. In regards to pushing it as the norm for black men in the image, nah. And the reason why I say no, because every black man today thinks and moves like they're alpha a sigma. So you're not gonna get that. Now, next on the top. Oh yeah, and if y'all want to come up and want to chop it up with me, the link is in the chat room. And let me see if I can put it one more time. I should have pinned it, but I'm gonna link for it one more time because I don't want to be up here ranting. Be honest with y'all. I haven't did no content in a while. It's been a while. And there's so much things that's been going on that I can't keep up. My time is very much, important. So when I come on here, I come up with topics and subjects and talk about it. I don't really do content, just content. I don't. That's not my premise here. Everything takes time to do all this stuff. All right. One other thing I do want to say. I don't know why that thing's loud as hell. Hold on, guys. Oh, hold on. Looks like things are going on. All right. That's good. I think I fixed it. Another thing I do want to say. I'm not sure if I said this. I think one of the issues we have as people, I don't know if I mentioned this, we don't resolve our conflicts effectively enough. And if you see the infighting amongst men is bad, I know it's just as worse over the women's side of things. I think the one weakness we have is when we get into these arguments, it doesn't just we just let it go. We keep going back and forth to one person or another makes the point, and both sides still continue fighting. Eventually, in time, that has to really stop, because when things need to be get done and things need to be productive, especially doing things that should be productive, you don't get nothing done and things get stagnant when you go back and forth, especially over foolishness. I think that's in our control, that we could do better. Now, another thing I did want to mention, I remember with Uncle D and his, he had like another child by a woman from the island, Jamaica. And I saw the content of the brothers that talking about this and what she really wanted to do with Mr. Sperling, because she knew this man had money. And mind, she was not ADOS in America. And I'm not sure if Mr. Sperling ever really had a woman that was ADOS descent in America. Most women that I can remember, the one he married and the one he had a baby with, these ladies are not from America. I could be wrong, but if you look at his background, his father his biological father is not ADOS. He's actually from the West Indies. I think from the Bahamas or Barbados or something. And it makes sense with most children that have one parent that's not from here. They have a certain liking of other that's, born here or not born here that's not descendants of slave of America. Well, I've noticed. Okay, I'll check my DM. Thank you, Aaron. I'll check it. And this lady was really getting at Mr. Sperling for a lick, unfortunately. And it did not really pan out because I'll be honest with you, fellas, if you know a woman that's not traditionally raised here in America, oh no, I thought not traditionally made, but not born here, really from America, but came here from another country, it makes sense for them to have no really connection to the soil, even to the point if she's a lady and she becomes an adult, she'll get on and develop feminist ways here in the West. She'll develop it and she'll run that mindset not only in this country but elsewhere. But remember, the proponent of what they call modern day feminism is a creation of itself that was created by the same man that most of our people or anybody complain about, which is the European man. He creates it all for more disunity and dysfunction, especially feminism of its creation back in late 50s and 60s. And because that he know by creating this, he's creating a certain mentality mindset of every woman that they're independent, they're strong, etc. Don't need a man. So with this lovely lady that Dennis had his entanglement with, it makes sense that she does not want a relationship, much less marriage. She just want the baby just to get the residual income. Because one thing with America, if y'all notice, that they do reward a lot of ladies for bad behavior, unfortunately. And we men perpetuate the bad behavior by giving them the incentives needed for them to continue with this bad behavior. And that's something we could control as men. As a lot of men don't want to hear that, but we could. I don't know if she did her homework in regards to what Dennis really makes, but she know that Dennis really proclaims and tells what he makes and does. Now, he's not going to know everything, how much money he really got or what he really has as, what's the word? Real collateral or things that he has that he makes money off the books like that. But she know this man makes enough money. So like most women, like her, a woman from the island, Jamaica especially, and I should ask Mr. Sperling what part of island she's from, but that's another story, that you came here in America for a good portion of your life and you wanted this child support. But instead of living under his roof, that he's going to occupy you, give you room and housing, and you can live comfortably, you decide to say, no, you don't want nothing to do with a man, but you want just the check and nothing else. That to me is a red flag and questionable. That you just want the check and nothing else. So that tells me this child that you birth is of no use for you. Matter of fact, it is an object of something that if everything else fails, you're going to groom and raise this child to be your son husband. And that's what the vibes I got out of that conversation when Mr. Sperling had this conversation with Mr. Palmer. And with that alone, that gives the normal man, black man especially, depending on his age, he makes him have to think twice about, things, what he'll do out here in this environment, especially when it comes to marriage. That, if she don't get you for this, and you knock her up, she'll find ways to get you on that. And no male of any age is willing to put himself under the gun. That's why I notice why the space somewhat is important, because it's trying to educate a lot of young dudes so they don't fall under the same traps that their mothers did not prepare them. you know, especially if you're a mother, you have your son, you at least prepare your sons for the nature of women. It would make sense since he's going to be dealing with women and is going to have a wife or a girlfriend that he's going to move on with life. But most women nowadays, mothers don't do that because, like I said, they look at their sons as objects. If it's something that you cannot control, then it must be discarded. And that's very sad, but it is the nature of the beast. And even to the point when I had and listened to conversations with other women, some in their, late, early 30s, maybe, that, and mind you, this did not shock me, but I had to sit back and think about it hard, that when they have boys, the notion of boys, for a few women that I've come across, and this is probably will say for the average norm for mostly every sisters, for all of them, because we're going to deal with all for today, that a boy is much more manageable, he will listen, and he's more controlling. This is what I've gotten for a few conversations. And it makes sense why they think and feel that way, because we always talk about son husbands. I thought this was some bullshit. This was a myth. When I think about it, it is a truth. It's a reality. It's a real thing. And it makes me want to say, it makes sense why, if you as a man, you have boys from this woman. Now, we could say this could apply to certain other race of women, but today we're going to focus on us because, I don't dabble with other race and I don't really focus and care about, to be blunt honest, that it makes sense to have control over your boys to a point where at times that if they do very well and they make a lot of money, that you will have some form of security in the long haul. And so depending on the dudes that you decide to entertain for that sense of said security. And let's be honest, every woman downline looking for some form of stability and security. But how we think about it in our society, especially us as people, is backwards, And that's something we can control. We could definitely control that. And I think that if things are going to turn around, I guess some of us men, if you really care about the future of your children, the boys, and we could say the girls as well, you go out to find ways to get your children out up under certain set women that operates and thinks like this for the sanctity of their development. I'm not really too much have faith in proponent of co-parenting here in the West, because when they talk about co-parent, it means one-sided thing. And we all know that most people that have children, married or not, and the relationship fractures for a reason, is on the other side does not want to play ball and co-parent. You as men, you have to jump through hoops, possibly, and might put some stipulations and consequence if your significant other doesn't want to play ball in regards to the children. And that's something that, you as fellas, you got to really get an understanding from other men that got children to know how to go about a situation we run across these certain women. Hold on, I'm looking at something right now. Okay, I see Aaron shared a thing, so I'll look at it later, guys. So, me saying this, that you're going to have to get some guidance, guys. And the best guidance you can look for now is other men that gone through, that you might go through in regards to you having these relationship issues with your woman and you have kids, whether you're married or not. And I'm not saying every man you're going to seek for guys is going to give you the real game or going to help you in that fashion. But there are some dudes that have gone through and have came out victorious. They're out here. And you in your right state of mind, and it's your responsibility to seek these men out. And I think with social media today, as it stands, we don't use it properly to seek out the help needed. And we can improve on that. I'm looking at something right now, guys. Interesting. Like I said, we have things that we can control, fellas, and we need to take the conscious effort to do so. And we have to take back some form of power, one way or the other. So that's my take on things. One thing I do want to do, because since this woman is now back home in Jamaica and she is getting child support from Mr. Sperling, I always got to estimate how much she will make or child support monthly from this brother. So you know what I did? I did my what we call currency converter on the money the US make to what we call they make in Jamaica. Let's look at it. And we're going to look at ONHA. And the site has been updated. Okay. So let's do some educational purpose, shall we? And make sure I'll share this. We see the euro, we see United States, etc. We're going to switch this to United States. And we're going to look at some currency here. And you know, I like doing this all the time because it amazes me to see how much our money goes and stretch out in all 127 countries in the world. Besides the euro is more stronger money. But where's Jamaica? Here, Jamaica dollar. Now, as you know, $1 is showing $1.53, I believe. So let's check how much $20 could get me in Jamaica. Now, saying that is like $3 in Jamaica. Now, if this man was given let's say, and mind you, this is the currency converter of it reflection, but it's pretty high. Let's say this woman's getting roughly, let's say 6,000 a month in child support. She will make this roughly in Jamaican dollars. That's like either roughly 9 to it's a lot of money. That's a lot of money right there. I think the Jamaican currency kind of got weakened lately because last time I checked this, it was roughly, if it was like $1, it's $153. Yeah, I'm right. It's $153. So yeah, so Jamaican currency kind of gotten weak lately. Damn. That's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of damn money right here. Y'all see this? That's a lot of money, guys. It makes sense why she did not want to stay in America for the money that Mr. Sperling was going to give her in child support. Which really, to be honest with you, it goes to show that you have to be careful as a man. If you're dealing with anyone from the island and she's not born and raised here, but she's trying to live the rock star / movie star / actor experience, and she's looking for a rich man for money and don't want enough to do it, don't want no family, you can easily weed them out fellas. You weed them out. And I'm gonna say this personally, because y'all don't know the secret is once a woman that's not born and raised here in America gets knocked up, she is definitely, and I mean definitely, not gonna be aborting that baby. So you could miss me with that bullshit. Unless she was born and bred here, maybe. But if she's not from here and she get knocked up, she look at it as residual income, big money, especially if she goes back to her home country. So let's just say that you're dealing with some woman in the Dominican Republic, the DR, and we'll look at Cuba next. The Dominican Republic peso, $1 is $54 in their currency. So imagine you knock up a Dominican woman and she wants to get child support from you as a black man. Whether you're a millionaire or a good 100K or less person. If you give her $300 in child support, she in total, she go back home, she gets $16,000. And let me see if, okay, I'm looking at, all right. You see that? And I think the average now of child support for most average men, it has been cut back to $400 to roughly $279. And this is what I just remembered. It could be like $280. Now it's the average in child support. So if I'm right or wrong, let's Google that. Double check this. All right. Let's look at this. How much is child support? All right, let me see if it gives me states. Let's say the average child support now is $430. But again, this is just the average and should be used as a guideline to understand how much you will be paying or should pay in child support. And that was back in 2016. And if we look at this now, you know, I never really did a show on this. Maybe I should cover this a whole show to get more of a glimpse of this. I should do that. I might do that. Yeah, I might do that. So I'm probably gonna leave this alone for now, guys. I'm gonna leave this alone. But yeah, if you get the picture, that's how much. So it's not like 279. So like I said, anybody from another country, and you're average earner or you less, and your woman's from another country, and you're giving her like $36 in child support, she's getting 1,908. And you're paying like 100, it's 5,467. And that goes on and on and on. So for every $1, it's $54 in their currency. And I go back in reflections of the day when I did the content about one particular older gentleman was giving these ladies from DR a cash app for pictures. And they were asking for $25. And y'all know how much is $25 in Dominican money. They're getting like 1,366. So next country. We're gonna let one more country. One more. Hey, let's look at Brazil. I know a lot of brothers going to Brazil. Imagine you give a chick child support, $1, $5.07 in their currency, $20, $100, $25, $126, and let's say I bring in 200, 1,000. So it's every $5. So it keeps going up and up and up. Yeah. You get the point. Let me stop sharing this. So that's my take so far. And that's the layout of how much the money you're looking to fund a lot of these ladies. And it goes to show that, yeah, a lot of men should be getting some game. Now that I think about it, they should learn game. We should date. We should take risks more as young men, older men. We should not be waiting to get your money up and then going out in this environment. You are committing suicide. Personally, you are committing suicide. And that's why when I listen to Uncle D, I rock with him to a degree, but I can't take everything seriously because when I look at it and looking at the state of black men, it's not good. These women know who they could lick on and who they can't lick on because you have no self-esteem, fellas. Besides game, you got no self-esteem. And the consequence of that is you're going to get screwed out here. And rightfully so, you should be getting screwed out here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, Now, in proponents of solutions, always you're going to have to protect yourself as best as possible. And if you're not doing that, I mean, you're going to get out here, unfortunately. And you don't want to, yeah, you will have to put the blame on yourself if you get got. And you have to chuckle up and keep it pushing. So overall, that's my take. And usually the people's choice, it is what it stands. I see people not coming up. So, I'll probably keep this short. Oh, one thing I didn't remember. Let me see if my boy Shatter is online. Let me call him. Okay, I did remember I was going to tell him some things, but hold on, let me see if I get him on here. One moment, guys. Before I wrap this up, let me see if I get somebody on here. All right, I think I have one person up here. Let me name him up. Hello, real Aaron Collins. What's good, brother? Been a long time, long time.
Yeah, what up, King man? So I come chop it up with you a little bit. See what you
Okay.
been up to.
Well, I'm not gonna go into details of the things I'm going through right now. I'm gonna keep that alone right now. But like I said, my little short break was unexpected, but I'm back. That's all people need to know. But overall, I was giving my take about the spear and maybe some current events. Oh, I forgot to tell people. On Anchor, Spotify, podcasting, I did a stream in regards to this government or this administration asking for more money for our situation. And I'll leave it at that. If you want to catch it, I will drop the link in the description for those to listen to it. It's not lengthy, I don't think so. But I had to sit there and read the article. And I would advise everybody, if you get these notifications that of certain news covers or stuff that pertains to certain people ask for money or money related, you should look at that. It's very important. I think people should not let that scroll by. They should take a look at that. I mean, I will scroll by on certain things, my DMs, my message and emails, but this one caught my attention. I said, I'm gonna cover this, and let y'all know is pretty much alarming. So I'm gonna give more detail that this you're going to listen to the broadcast on the podcast side of things. So I'll drop the link for the industry. But what's up with you, Aaron? Anything new? Anything that's on your mind? This is the people's choice that I'm not aware of.
You know me, man. Just prioritizing and just constantly every day just evolving and expanding and trying to increase
Mm-hmm.
myself and actually really increase my relationship with the Most High Himself
Okay, good.
and put Him more first in my life and then all those other things will follow.
Mm-hmm.
And just also trying to change up my channel as well. I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't gone live or put any uploads out in a few months. Been taking a little bit of a break from it because I do want my channel to go in a different direction as well.
I see. I see. Okay. Have you thought of the direction you want to take your channel? Or are you still thinking on that?
I have, and I am still thinking about ways to make it better. I mean, I want to get away from the usual things and stuff and I hate using this terminology, but the certain things that the usual black sector talks about. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's tiresome.
Okay.
It's actually gotten tired. It's beyond tired. It's just gotten literally on the last of my last nerves.
I see. I see. I see. I see. My thing with a lot of sectors on YouTube that this is an algorithm, Aaron, and they not only know what we set, how we speak, but they know where we at and potentially what we look like. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause everything is monitored now. So when we talk about escaping sectors, is you got to put out and have to speak in a way where they will not separate from the sector, but will put you in another sector algorithm that they deem worthy, unfortunately. And
Right.
that's why people understand as long as we entertain their website, we are in their mercy. They don't put us in any box. You get me?
Yeah.
And it was sort of growth. I remember one lady from, I'm not gonna say her name, but when she put out her content on politics, what's good, Queen Virtue? She be going hard in on it, and she's not really knowledgeable to say. But what they do is they start limiting her numbers every time when she does a stream. That they start wherever the people that's watching, the viewers, they cut it in half, and they have done that with one of my videos on here in regards to the lady that met her demise up here in the East Coast. You know, so.
Right.
And I didn't think it was true. And when we always talk about shadow banning, and we don't really have an understanding that there's levels to the ban. It's not just either they censor it, they do things to discourage you in regards when you do up live and you're not noticing that this amount of views that people watch it, how long, and mind you, yes, the attention span of people are very weak when you're talking about real stuff. I get that. But not everybody, especially on a website that has billions of users, that can't be able to see this. You get me? Especially if you put it out with the actual naming, maybe good thumbnail. Someone's going to come around and click it. You get me? And watch it, you know? So,
I mean, some of these content creators, I mean, a lot of these people also talk so recklessly too. I've been paying attention to that too. I'm like, man, maybe certain things you probably shouldn't be saying. And I kind of had to think of that. I'm like, I think I kind of get why why they're coming after you and stuff. I mean, I get it, freedom of speech, but at the same time, you really do have to watch what you say in certain spaces.
yes.
And because, especially when it comes to us melanin complected people, we really have to realize and analyze that.
I agree. And the funny thing about it is not only what you say, is how you say it as well. You get me? Because people pay attention of how you say it, and it does hurt feelings of either the males or female side of things, you know. And let's be honest, a lot of people are gravitated to dysfunction, and they need, if they're not going to be tuning something unless it's talking something about them in a negative light, unfortunately, and that's very sad.
You said that you hit the nail right on the head, because as us, like particularly as Black people, unfortunately, the masses of us are not flocking in droves to the informational stuff, the educational stuff, Many of us want to run to the train wreck. They want to find out who's pulling up on who's beefing with who, and who gonna catch a flight. That's what a lot of our people are. And don't get me even started on this gender war. That is really taking its toll on me. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about divestment and going their own way and saving themselves. I'm like, all of y'all just go. I mean, please go.
But
we don't need to hear about it. Go. I mean,
but Aaron, they can't go because misery loves company, and like the Moses complex, I must save others. I open the floodgates. Come with me. I have the answer. Because it's a certain mindset, and I think it only applies to us. I can't speak for other races, but I've noticed with us, we're very unique in regards. If we found some good, we try and get everybody else to come tag along. I'm saying
exactly. And
so
I'm not.
Go ahead.
Oh yes, I just wanted to say, and I'm not saying it's not with other groups, but you just once again you hit the nail on the head. It's more prominent with us because we're the ones that's talking about it. Other groups very well may be doing it, but at least they're silent about it.
Yeah. They keep their mouth shut and they do what they need in silence. You get me? Even to the point they won't let it be known in public. But with us, we have to be very much blunt and let everybody know out loud what we're doing.
Yeah, we got that look at me. We got that look at me. I'm over here syndrome.
Yeah. And that's something that we could fix and control as a people, but we choose not to because, like I said, we need attention. We're attention whores, unfortunately, And if I feel with divestment, or a man does it, a man does it, or a woman does it, it makes sense that they cannot die alone, or like in a sense say, I found some good. I'm comfortable if I really got what I want. I'm good over there. No, they never go over there because they come back, tag along with others, and they question others, say, why are you still over here? You should come with me. You're stupid. You're weird. I said, hold on, but I thought you're good over there. Why is and here's excuse.
I'm so glad you said that. No, so I'm so glad you said that too. But I want to finish your point, and I want to piggyback off that video. I'm so glad you said.
It's like this. I thought you found your non-black counterpart and you're happy with life. Why is there? And here's the excuse a lot will make. They'll say this: I'm here because I'm still associate and linked to. What do you mean? Are you mean you're linked because of your skin tone, or you linked because you really have not really divest? Because people that really divest, man or woman, either side, you don't hear a peep from them. The only time they'll probably come around the community is they're throwing some money, which community need. But in regards to the decisions, they come back and it's like throwing shade or stones over here. Like you found something that's better. And when I look at dead in their eyes, say you did not find anything better. I think you picked too soon and you're regretting because you're still thinking about and meditating over here. Especially if you're a black man, you don't got a black woman. Okay. You should be good with what you're doing, but you still run your mouth. Just like the sisters out here, you see a lot of them. Thomas said they found their non-black counterpart, but they're still talking about the brothers. And I say, isn't it ironic you still got black man's dick in your mouth?
That was my point. I mean, it's like if you're happy on the other side, you stay on the other side and stay over there. And instead, you want to come back over here and talk. If you found that side, then I'm sure eventually they'll come over there. They know how to get there. Mm-hmm. But if you're happy over there, why are you still coming over here? That was. And that goes with both male and female. I'm glad you mentioned that. It's like it's like if you saved yourself, then okay, I thought you saved yourself. So why do you keep coming over here putting yourself in danger if you're trying to save yourself?
Isn't this dangerous?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give you some game, Aaron, because you're older than me. The reason why these people entertain back with black people is because we are not only a scapegoat, but there's insurance. God knows it's worse on the woman's side that if you are dealing with a non-black mate as a woman and it doesn't go well, what happens? You don't get another non-black mate. 9/10 time, you're going to be come back over the side for the men in this group to, cultivate your decisions and your mixed offspring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's the honest truth. And how I know this, because I remember one content creator did content and tell them, say this, that if you decide to go over their side, brothers, do not take them back. You get me? And a lot of women were not happy with that. You know what I'm saying? And let me say, but wait, I thought you're able to, I guess, what's the word? Manifest this person. This person gives you everything you want, and you're good. Why would you want to leave something good? You should stay in it. But when we know, say, in the long haul, and I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna do some content on this because I found one lady that content on the ladies, on the young women that did go out and had kids with non-black men, that the results are not only that good, but these non-black men are not paying much of all in child support. And I'm thinking, say, what? Usually, if you deal with this non-black counterpart, you should be getting child support and extra, since they got the money, correct?
Right.
So why is it that is? I know what it is, and I know what the time I'm gonna call it, but stay tuned. I'm gonna create that broadcast. But overall, like I said, black people overall, Aaron, are insurance policies for black people in the decisions to come back if things don't go right. That's how I look at it. Who else is going to take them?
That's a good question. It's a real good question.
Insurance policies. And I hope people will get this. As I said, the black community is the insurance policy for divestors and SYSBM.
Exactly. And you know what, another thing too, I wanted to say this also. I feel like I'm calling their bluff. It's like, okay, and let's see, it's like you're either saving yourself, going your own way, or divesting. But yeah, it's like you're only doing it online. Are you actually doing it in the real life 3D world that we live in?
No.
Or are you only doing that online?
No.
Just for sure.
No. And you know I can prove this? Because where is your non-black counterpart? Where's the picture of you, him, hugging, kissing, relationships, videos? Where is it? You know what thing with what's his name? David Carroll. And I'm just making a point, guys. With the Savior said black men, they're the same thing. Because you gotta see receipts. Where's your counterparts, right? Same thing. Yeah. That where is these people that you say as your mate? Where are the pictures?
Oh yeah, I found that alive too, something that was concocted that every 5 minutes or 5 seconds or whatever they say every 5 hours.
Oh yeah. I talked to one lady that I do content with, and I mentioned it, and she said that, oh really? Can they show proof of this? Is there articles? And I'm gonna propose this now for those that will stay to the end of this live.
That was an entire lie. Found out that was a whole lie.
Yeah, it's been like it's propaganda because it pushes the narrative so that they keep women to keep clicking bait on their channels. But I'll say this, Aaron.
I know that we keep taking L's. I know it's a bunch of us out there doing stupid stuff. I will admit, but no, but it's not like that. Matter of fact, a good maybe 85 to 90% of relationships are black on black male and black female. We are together.
Yeah, and I'll propose this for those that think that the black man is, I guess, executing the ladies, the sisters, every 5 minutes, 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever you want to call it. I need you to pull out 6 reference, not 3, not 2, 6, and all of them have to be credible.
Yeah, we know about Asian men. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
6. And the reason why I say 6 because I like things in 6. You know how people are afraid of the word 666. You tell me you want 6 that. I want 6. Not 2, not 3, 6. If you give me anything less than that, you are bullshitting me. And you bullshit a lot of people when you put out this rubbish. This rubbish. And I've noticed a lot of women keep spreading the same rubbish as gospel and have not really looked into it. They said one person says, so I'm gonna roll with it. That's stupid. You don't see me saying I'm on my Aaron said, you know, black men, we 50% we don't have child and children on stuff. I don't go by that. I don't say that shit. You know why? Because there's a point in the numbers that there's a certain what they call medium what is the average now in the 21st century, especially the last decade, when a man will have a child first time. You get me?
Yeah.
That's the information I want. I don't want to hear about this 50%. I want to know what is the medium. I want to know the middle. You get me?
Right.
Once you know the middle, now you can equate. Now, it's not gonna say that if it's the middle, that means these men are making bad children. No, it tells you that this is the age where most men are gonna have kids or first kid first time. Now, not the one that's under 30. I'm talking about this is the average age. But you see, when you throw this question out here, now it makes people gotta start really analyzing and thinking critically now. All these data statistics that we do not control, that what is the real information? Because this information is bullshit right now, and we're not really making and compiling this information for ourselves. We're going by third party, which really they got the numbers, but not going to reveal all numbers to the public. The ones you see on the internet and website, that's what is the public for what you should see. But is it real true numbers? No, because you did not create the data, you did not compile the research, you didn't go and do the ties and door to door internet having conversations by the thousands. You're not doing that as people. You're going by somebody else's information. And to me, that's problematic. And that's why I don't take data and statistics today really seriously. No black person, to be honest with you, Aaron, should be comfortable accepting any information that we're not doing ourselves and have the resource say, we need to double check this and redo the numbers if this is factual. But you see, if I talk like this, then people say, well, we're going to go by what? No, you got to think like that because you're behind enemy lines. You're behind somebody else's system that runs the real numbers. And this is how deep the rabbit hole goes. They talk about the mid-income for American households. That was something that came about in the 80s during Ronald Reagan's administration. And they're saying with inflation, you cannot live off this in certain states because things have gone up. And they tell you, say you're all right here, they're lying to you. You're not all right. You're dead. You're actually below.
Good point, yeah.
You're below. So when they throw this at men and women, that what we should accept or we should not accept none of this because this whole system has lied to us. The people that really got the money are the ones that's not getting taxed and taking the tax breaks through pandemics. They got all the money. You holding the bag and making you have to give more than what you don't have. Most Americans can't save money. Most Americans can't save money because it always has to go to something. So it tells you you are in a financial doodle as a whole. So when people talk about saying, you know, I'm comfortable with this, I'm that, I'll tell most people, you should not be comfortable at all. Whatever you make, you try to make and make as much as possible. You get me? And if you could save it and use it and invest it, even better. But you should not be putting no line of your potential, what you can get or what you cannot get. You get me? And overall, if we're comfortable, you better make sure you better make that comfortable spread. You get me? But in this society we live in now, nothing's really certain right now as times gets harder. You get me?
Yep.
Especially with things that's rising. And I look at when people have to get to A to B, C, I don't see the price of that really going down anytime soon. So now, especially with vehicles, because, you know, I'm going to rant. Let me stretch. That with vehicles, they already projected that they want to use electric vehicles and they want more of it by next decade. So how are you going to fulfill this? Simple. You're going to make the commodities of what people are accustomed to that have to use to drive from A to B, make it go higher, more expensive. So what happens when it gets too expensive? What you going to do? Go ahead.
I don't mind paying. Yeah. I don't even have a car. I say public right now, but I don't mind paying gas prices. You know why? Because you know what? It's better than paying high your bus fare and stuff like that. And plus, people, I think the problem is people complain about the wrong thing. People are like, "Oh, gas prices are high." I'm like this, okay, but you got your own car. You don't have to sit on a bus with a bunch of other people with a bunch of unknown personality types, with a bunch of people who you don't know who gonna snap off, whatever. And trust me, I've seen it all. I mean, I live in Southern California, and I've seen. I mean, the mental capacity of people today is just deteriorating, and I've seen the effects of what happens when people are just not in their right mind. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way. I actually say that as a form of concern and compassion. But I see what's going on with people, and you just don't know who you're around. Now, granted, I believe I'm protected and all, but the point is that people are losing their mental capacity. And people, when you have your own vehicle, you have the ability and the freedom to go where you want to go, when and where you want to go, if you can go. That's why I don't understand people like, man, gas prices, man, just pay the damn gas. Jeez. I mean, it's going to go up anyway. So what? I mean, I've spent more money in one day on BS than I would on gas. And if I had a car, this is what I would do anyway. And this might make me unusual, but I don't care if I'm going around the block. I will purposely and directly and focusedly fill the tank up all the way to I can get it up. I mean, till it can't fill up no more. I would do that on purpose.
Okay.
Why? I mean, why not? Because I can. And that's what it's there for. Fill it up. I don't know why people fill up their gas tank to half, whatever. Like, I'm only going this far. I mean, yeah, okay. But that's just me, though. I mean, that's the way I think.
You're right. You're right, Aaron. But it goes back to people's priorities. And I hear the frustration to people that complain the most about certain things. And I look at it as these things you have in your disposal should be only used for one thing and one thing only. Going to A, B, C, and possibly D. If you're not going to any of these other things that is really important, then really, yeah, you should not be owning a vehicle. You better off, like you said, take your route. You get me? Take Uber, bus. And I remember when BJ's talked about, say, when people, if they're paying for Uber and the price of Uber, you go in this, yeah, that's how much you're spending. But I'm thinking, saying, well, I'm thinking this. Sometimes I don't want to sit there wait and pay this amount just to do this and that. Because I'm doing the math, and the math doesn't make sense. And I'm not well versed in math like that to a degree. But when I do the math, I spend on an Uber travel, and I look at gas, I can go in that and I still have some fuel for the next day to go somewhere else. You get me? But we're not thinking critically. And I tell people, you got to think critically on this. That if you have a vehicle and you didn't pay for it, right? What's the word? Most of these vehicles got a car note, right?
Yeah.
You got to put in mind that car needs maintenance.
Yeah.
You need to pay its insurance, because you got to pay insurance depending what state it is, and depending on your model of the vehicle, that could depend vary. And you got to pay for gas, right? So that's three things. Now,
and another thing I want to mention about the bus, sorry to cut you. I want to mention too, a lot of these bus routes are on hourly, and then you got to catch it at a certain time, and then you got to make sure you don't catch the last one, and all that other stuff. I mean, once again, like I said, I'm repeating myself. People complain about the littlest things with their cars, and my point is, you have a car. If I didn't make the silly ass decisions I've made financially, I would have a car now. But see, I'm suffering because of the decisions I've made. Now, I can I'm not saying there's no hope. There is hope. I can. It'll happen for me. But I'm just putting into, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just bringing into light what can be done.
Yeah, I agree. But it goes to show, Aaron, that people's priorities got to be in line. That why you have this, what's the purpose? If you complain about prices, and like I said, you're paying all the three that I was talking about earlier, then yeah, maybe having that vehicle is a liability now, which most cars, if we be honest, are liabilities today. People think owning a car or venture owning it is something of an asset. No, it's a really liability, because the amount of money you got put into that bad boy, you losing money. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're using it as a business or you need to get A to B and you need this, then yeah, it has some worth to you. But overall, when you look at on the longer scheme of things, and depending on the state you're in, certain states you might need a vehicle to get around. If certain states that is not required, you're good. You get me? So that also put in the equation of the purpose of vehicle in regards to high gas prices. You know, now I'm not saying electric car is going to be even more better, but I tell you one thing, it's going to be just expensive just to get one of these
Exactly.
things.
I
And
personally think the only vehicles that should be electric that people should be driving should be electric bicycles and electric scooters. Those are the only vehicles that need to be electric. I just can't see an entire car being electric. I'm sorry.
okay, okay, okay. I'm not gonna argue with that. I see why they move into this fuel economy because and think about it, with electric cars. Let's be honest, I'm Aaron. Is another form of AI control vehicles. You know, so that way people don't have to drive; they could program it and it moves by itself. It's like the Knight Rider effect. If people remember the Knight Rider,
Yeah, I
first,
remember Knight Rider. I'm telling my age, but yeah, I do remember Knight Rider. But I also remember Terminator 2. The day the machines took over.
yeah, I know.
And you know what happened there, don't you?
Oh yeah, we know. Listen, all those movies back in the '80s is a reflection now what we're seeing now. You know, of that machinery in full-fledged circle. Even if you remember, Short Circuit, and then when it came
Yep.
out in the mid '80s, of an android of a machine that is artificial intelligence that was created by a lightning struck and all that shit. But the point is this that we are moving into digital age where technology is king now. And for those that have no understanding of how to move in this new environment will very much be lost. You get me? So I tell people you should have an understanding, not be afraid, have an understanding now and how to maneuver it properly. Because when you move by fear, now that's where they got you. You get me? Because now say
Right.
you're not gonna do anything to prepare or to adapt in this new social environment I created for you. You know? Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, but I think I said enough. Anything else? Aaron Collins, I might just call this a day.
I think we pretty much got it out. Glad to see you coming up here more often. I don't really get a chance to chop up with you too much. I mean, we share panels together, but I don't think I've actually been on your actual panel before.
I open up sometimes depending on the conversation, but like I said, Aaron, I just had to start back up again, because what happened. But like I said, I'm trying to build this up a little bit. It's been now 3 years now, and so I've not hit that
You
audience
said
yet.
something too. You said something that earlier that made so much sense
Mm-hmm.
about doing something visual. Basically, it sounds to me like you want to cam up more and stuff. And you know what? This is something I've been really that's really been baffling my mind. But
Mm-hmm.
about I say maybe 80, maybe 90 to 95% of black content creators, no one ever seems to cam up. Everyone's an avatar.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're avatars right now, but
Mm-hmm.
I like to be on camera, and I tell you why. To
Mm-hmm.
me, it's like transparency.
Yeah.
You're letting people see you. I'm like, I don't have nothing to hide, and
Yeah.
especially for people who like to talk. Oh man, do you have any idea how many channels I've been to where people just talk so greasy and so
Mm-hmm.
reckless?
I know.
It's
I know.
it's like if you're really about that life, if you're really who you say you are, okay, then show yourself.
They're not gonna do that. And
Of course.
I'm not saying people should be showing themselves on the internet, to be honest, because of how people are very reckless. But when I say the visuals, like I'm probably gonna make things move like graphics and stuff, for
Right.
this channel.
Okay.
Now I'm not sure if I came on this channel. I don't know. I had to eventually think about that. Depending if this channel gets to a certain subscriber base, I'll think about it. But right now,
Yeah.
it's slow right now. So the only thing I can do now is to make this more visually appealing because like you see the avatar it's cool but there's no motion, there's no it's not, it's dull over a while, you get me? And I think that with the right equipment and things that's running more powerful, I could probably do something to make it more stimulating, you know
Yeah.
than what
Right.
you see right now. Because let's be honest, this is a visual platform website, And people would like to see visuals because let's be honest, Aaron, I said this before, the attention span of human beings are under 5 seconds, and that's no
That
good.
is true.
You're not
That
you're
is
not
true.
gonna absorb or learn anything that's tangible to you, unless it's something that's nonsense like sports, entertainment, and maybe
Yeah,
some bullshit.
people are like little kids, like, oh, look at the birdie flying, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That and think about this, Aaron. Why do you think they took from TikTok what do you call the shorts, right? Because those shorts are like under a minute or so, but it facilitates the under 5 second threshold enough. You get me?
hmm
So, like I said, people are not really their attention span is so poor that a lot of things will go under the rug because you're not paying attention because you allow yourself to get your attention span to be very low. So the best thing to do is you have to expand it. You're gonna have to break that threshold. I don't care what subject it is, born or not. You gotta develop the habit. If you don't,
hmm
you're gonna get caught up on a lot of things. And let's be honest, they put a lot of shit in front of us and we never notice it because our attention span is too low. It's too low, very low, and that's some a person could fix, and there's no excuse. So that's all I'm gonna have to say, Aaron. Any closing remarks, Aaron?
Um, man, appreciate you woke me up. Well, chaos. Yeah,
Okay.
we've been through we've been through the trenches virtually, so to speak, together.
I know, I know. We do what we can, at the end of the day. So
Yeah, and
that's,
I'm coming back soon. And like I was saying, I want to take my channel in a different direction. I've always been about information. I've never been about the beef. I'm not going to be. I'm not about the car crash. I'm about fun and education, and just basically just giving the audience tidbits about life and stuff.
mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
Encouragement and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
mainly with a godly perspective and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm all about.
That's all we
Some
ask for.
people some
That's all.
people may find that boring and be like, and I'm sure you heard the term before. There you go simping again. Yep, there I
Mhm.
go. That's me. The real Aaron Collins.
Yeah, man. I mean, all I ask you is you do the best you can, bro, to put the content you feel is worth, not only watch, but something that people could get out of it. That's all we can
Yep.
ask for. All right. All right. Thank you, Aaron. We'll talk
All
later.
right,
So,
yeah.
and I'll check that thing out. Because like I said, there are many other opportunities to explore, but right now I'll just lay it out and see which one I could do, and
There's
then.
opportunities to make money and to invest too.
Oh,
Check
good.
it out, definitely. Yeah,
All
you
right.
be able to monetize. No, have to worry about no shadow banning. No, being flagged because this is something for us by us.
All
Isaac
right.
Hayes
Good.
the third, man. Isaac, that's a good brother.
Okay. Good. Good. And one thing what I do because I did kind of lack for the last 2 years, I usually put Blogspot and all that stuff because I try
Sure.
to promote other men that create platforms that we could use, and
See, I
if
want
they're
to support
required.
Black Junction, yeah, and Black Spot. I mean, I really do. I would really like to support them as well. I haven't forgotten about them. I've even heard about Black Avenger TV and stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, I get it. A lot of times with us, we have a harder time because there's just not avenues out there that's willing to come support us. So
Mhm.
they do rely on us to support them.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay. All right, we'll talk later. Thank you, Aaron.
Oh, all right, well,
And I thank everybody for coming by and listening to today's stream. If you're new to the channel, like always, hit that subscribe button, hit that top notification bell, and always, like most videos I put on here, uploads or live streams, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment if you listen to today's broadcast. I will go back and read it, give my response depending on the comments. Also, please follow me on Twitter at Cast27. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Grant on Facebook. And if you want, join the Discord of Chaos Reign channel. I like to grow that Discord up a little bit so we could mix up, chat. And that's pretty much it. So Thank y'all for listening for today's stream. And like always, you know where to find me. Let it get us. Ring!